Let's go through LeetCode 2955, number of same and substrings. For this question, it gave us a string S and two-dimensional array queries. And it need to give a return an integer array. And that is for each query, how many substrings for each query that has the same and substring. So what does that mean? Is that, for example, if there is query 0 to 5, right? That means we are going to query in the range of the S from start 0 to 5. So in this kind of range, right, how many substrings have the same start and end, right? So what we think about is that we should we can in order to calculate how many substrings have the same start and end, is that we can look at how many substrings start with A and end with A, how many start with B and end with B, right? Until how many start with Z and end with Z, right? We sum them up will be our result. Here, for example, if this substring we have count A, the A appears count A. How many substrings start with A and end with A, right? So if we deselect two distinct A's from this A character, right? We can use any of these two position to be a substring, right? If we select distinct, that is C count A multiplied by C count A minus 1 divided by 2, right? And it says that the same character, for example, A itself, it is a substring which start and end with A, right? So we should have the count of A added to that, right? So should be the result should be C count A multiplied by C count A plus 1 divided by 2, right? So for the other character, right, that should be count B, C count B plus 1 divided by 2. And then we sum to C count Z, right? And C count Z plus 1 divided by 2. And so for this question, if for every query, we can this every query that is substring of this kind of S, right? We just get this substring here, and for every substring we can do a statistic counting how many A's in this kind of range. For example, this query is start end, right? And how many until how many Z's, right? And we do calculations. But since that we can do preparations to like a prefix sum array, right? Instead of for every query, we do the counting. We do our preparations for the whole string. Then for the substring, the queries, we just calculate the prefix, use up something preparations called prefix sum, right? We just prepare, use kind of prefix sum array to calculate how many the counts for each, right? So doing like this, we don't need to statistically count for every query. So if we write prefix sum, we should have a prefix sum. The length should be the string length, right? And for every character, we should count. The count should be n plus 1 multiplied by 26. So after this analysis, let's begin to write code. And we can have a char equals S2 char. And we are going to have in the queue equals queries dot length, and A equals array dot length. And we know this kind of result should be equals new int q, right? And we need to have prefix sum should be n plus 1 multiplied by 26, because we want every character to have counts, right? New int n plus 1 multiplied by 26. So what we do is that For int I equals to 1, I smaller than n plus 1, right? I plus plus. And we know prefix sum ij should be at least we need to have 26, right? For int j equals to 0, j smaller than 26, j plus plus, and we have prefix sum ij to be at least the prefix sum I minus 1 j, right? Then we should add also add this kind of character, right? Prefix sum, right? I should be array I minus 1, right? Minus a should increase by 1. So then we just do for int I equals to 0, I smaller than q, right? I plus plus, and we're going to have a result I. We should have for a helper prefix sum, and we should have a start, right? Start should be queries I 0, and we should have a end should be queries I 1, and we just return result. And we should have this kind of help function queries query helper. We should pass in the prefix sum, right? And let's pass in start, pass in end. So what we do is that we have result equal to 0, and for int I equals to 0, smaller than 26 should look at the 26 characters, right? And we have int count equals prefix sum and plus 1 I minus prefix sum start I, right? So we should have result plus equal to count multiply count plus 1 divided by 2, right? And then in the end return result. And you'll see this is an ON multiple by 26 operation to do the preparation for the prefix sum, right? Of course, if you don't want to do N, right, you can get a max of the query N, right? So that you don't need to, if the query is only a portion, you can also optimize that. And this will be an OQ operation, right? So the time complexity will be O n plus q, 26n plus q, right? And the space, that is, this is also O26n. And this result is also a q, right? So both time complexity and space complexity is O26n plus q. Let's change this to Python code. So we are going to have q and n equals to length queries and length s, right? We're going to have prefix sum equals for 20 multiplied by 26, right? For this one in range n plus 1, right? And for I in range from 1 to n plus 1, right? So we're going to have for j in range 26, we're going to have prefix sum equals to the previous one, right? First I j, equals prefix sum I minus 1 j first, right? And then we should for this character, right? We should counter plus 1, right? Prefix sum I should be ORD that is S I minus 1 minus ORD A, right? This one should increase by 1. So this is our preparations for the prefix sum, right? And then what we do is that we need to have our result should be this one multiplied by 20 multiplied by Q, right? And we should have for I in range Q. We're going to have start and equals queries I 0 queries I 1, right? And we'll have result I equals query helper prefix sum start and we should have we just return result. And we need to define the query helper, right? Define query helper. We are going to have prefix sum to the prefix sum. It is a list int, right? And we're going to have start, which is an int, and that is an int return int. So going to have result equals to 0. For I in range 26, we're going to have count equals prefix sum and the plus 1 I minus prefix sum start, right? And our result should plus equal to count multiply count count plus 1, right? Should I use a double/2 and return result.